pulled a muscle in my back, so I'm still getting up. James Fritz, Port Townsend. The economy of Jefferson County is continuing to deteriorate. I was talking to the owner of Goodman Sanitation, and he says he has a whole yard full of Santa cans that should be out on construction sites. He said in northern Olympic Peninsula, northern eastern Olympic Peninsula, there are over 200 carpenters, contractors, subcontractors, and builders that would normally rent as Santa cans that are shut down or barely surviving. He said little had to lay off a trusted employee that they'd had for 22 years. The first time he'd been laid off in 22 years. I'm sure you saw in the paper, building permits are down to 35 for the first 6 months of this year, down from I think 119 for the first 6 months a year ago. Realtors, 2 years ago there were 200 realtors. Now there's something like 120, and the average realtor sold 0.7 houses in the first 8 months of the year. 0.7. Of course, some sold more than one, so most probably didn't sell anything. So things are continuing to tightening. Whether the mill will survive or not, in the paper they said 6 months or a year ago that if the economy recovered, they'd be okay. The implication being is the economy doesn't recover, they're in trouble. And the economy is going to spiral downhill for at least another 3 years. The whole economy is imploding. Europe and Russia are talking about this is worse than the Great Depression for the U.S. The economy is actually imploding. And the same thing is going to happen in Jefferson County and Port Townsend, because retail stores are going to have to lay off clerks, but because people aren't spending, the retail clerks aren't going to have jobs, so they're going to have to move away because there aren't any jobs. Even the port, which I thought would be relatively immune, their haul-outs are down something like 30%, and they cut costs to fees to try to attract more people, but that's only had limited success. Now, obviously, what can you do? Well, the paper was telling about the Brennan Black Point project. If they need something from you guys that says it's a project of regional significance, I'd go for it. Why not? That means you won't have to lay off 10 or 15 people from the health department. You have to think in terms of getting enough revenue to keep from laying people off in the health department. The same thing was for Fred Hill. It is a statewide project of significance, whether we like to admit it or not. Everybody in Puget Sound is licking their lips and wanting that gravel. And they have, 2.5 or 3 million people, and we have 27. So it's a one-sided situation.